Season 9, Episode... Oh, wait, we're not doing an episode... Boy, I'm tired. HermitCraft Season 9, live for the evening of Sunday, the 31st of July, 2022.
Folks say to be the very best, you gotta travel across the land. But I'm happy here at pretty good, just out walking with my friends. So you can fly from coast to coast for all the antics events. But my destiny's here in Tennessee, my Pokédex in hand. You run your laps chasing lickitung in Providence, and you arc your throws for Electabuzz in St. Louis. But when you're lost in Boston seeking Pokestops, boo-hoo, we'll all still be spinning them up on Rocket Top. It's true. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our Togepi's here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. We don't need Tanglers from Los Angeles. If you're there chasing Charizard, you're making your life way too hard. Clutching garlic, pounding pavement down Ventura Boulevard. We don't need Nidoqueens from down New Orleans. I hate to rain on solo you, but parades need a willing crew. All those squirtles on St. Charles saw you wandering and withdrew. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our Togepi's here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. We don't need Lapras from Minneapolis or Polipers from Mississippi's. There's enough Weedles on Monteagle, we could evolve a swarm of Beedrill. There's enough Snubbull down to Shovel, we could team Sled with Grumble. We don't need Oregon from out in Oregon, or any Pikachus from up in Massachusetts. Sorry, Professor Oklahoma, we'll raid gyms in Tullahoma. Sorry, Pokecoin Palooka, we'll hatch on hikes in Chattanooga. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our Togepi's here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our Togepi's here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. The summer is past, but your days keep growing longer. There's no wind in your sails, but the storm's blowing stronger. Walking hard, standing tall, keeping your head up through it all. Fighting fires, spinning plates. Goodness, how did it get so late? Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and just let your mind flow downstream. Sprawled out in a moonbeam. Lay your head down and dream. Joe Hills is filmed before a live streaming audience.
That's us. Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. And tonight, y'all are my live streaming audience. I hope everybody is ready to do some graphic design. I know that's your favorite. We have work to be done on the side of the pinball machine. So I've got, I realized I had reinstalled my motherboard in the new case and done a bunch of Windows reinstallations. And so I had to frantically set up Adobe Illustrator on this machine before the stream, so other stuff like the camera isn't set up. There it is. Boom, camera is now set up. A little bit late, I admit, but hey, I'm here to remind you. Okay, we don't have our green screen glass, so that's fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and take down the setting up screen now. Let's open up Adobe Illustrator here, and I've got a green background set up in Adobe Illustrator, so that way I can kind of look at this and see how terrible an idea it is. Lorem ipsum. So it actually isn't going to say lorem ipsum on the final one, right? Prototype. Do not ship. It's not actually going to be in Comic Sans. I'm just doing that for the lols, as the kids say. Oh, I didn't mean to have that tilde there. So I'm just kind of working out a rough idea of what this might look like. Green screen Illustrator thing is genius, says Martin C. Thank you. I try. It is a nice tilde, DJ Frog Time. It's one of my finest. Yeah. The fact that I was able to get this much birch placed is solely attributable to that glitch I found. Galloping blocks completely changed to how this next episode's going to go. Because I wasn't going to have time to do artwork on the side temporarily like this, and I'm very excited about it. So this is actually probably, we're going to want to have that go out to there or so. Deep field. Now the other thing is that the angle on this isn't level right now, because we're... If I hit F3, it'll show me like what... I want to be at 0, I think. Yeah. And hit F3, let go of the mouse. Then I switch... Okay. So we have something like this on here. Prototype, do not ship. See? We're not going to actually keep that Comic Sans. That was just for fun. So let's see what font might be a better choice. Here. I want something that looks handwritten. So, like, that's clearly... Yeah, I want it to look like this is, like, something somebody did with a Sharpie, kind of. I almost think I should do it myself in my own handwriting. I think that's the actual way to do it. I think I do it myself. So for the prototype do not ship, and prototype shake vigorously. For testing purposes, shake vigorously. I think we come back and we do that by hand, and then we take a picture of it. But I'm just trying to get a sense of how much space is around here. I do think that we're going to definitely use this saucer font for the prototype. Okay. So. Are we going to have prototype on the final product? No, this is to make the plywood look better. We're throwing some scrawled Sharpie to break up the plywood, right? So this looks like somebody had a ruler and a Sharpie and wrote deep field on the side, right? That's the goal here. This is Saucer BB from Nate Pecos of Blambot. I have been using his stuff for a long time. He knows what he's doing. Okay. So, I think what we need to do now is we need to proportionally make this work. Okay, you're not going to be able to see these lines. Let's try that again. This is a bad way to do this. Okay. In order to do this a good way. Whoops. That layer should have been locked. Okay. New layer. Yeah, so if I get rid of the chroma green layer, you can just I've just got a green rectangle under this in Illustrator, and then I chroma it out. Right? So, now what I need to do is I need to proportionally line this up here so that I've got, where's the mouse cursor? There it is. Boop. Go down to there. Boop. We're going to go over till we hit here. Boop. I'm just looking at my OBS preview to make sure this lines up. Boop. And then, there. And then close it. So now we have this proportional. If I just drew over this in Illustrator, basically, looking at OBS. Rotation says it looks like a blueprint. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for. That's what I'm going for. So. Hypno join the game. We probably need to... Oh, yeah, that's the other thing, though, because this is a standalone window. That's not going to... So now we're going to go over here and lay our heads down in Dream. But now, in Illustrator, I've got the exact proportions of the thing here. I think we were just over here, right? This is roughly it. Okay, so this is not going to line up perfectly anymore because I looked around and moved slightly. But yeah, core concept, it goes roughly there, right? So now what I can do in Illustrator is I can use the, what do you call that tool? The artboard tool to make an artboard that exactly goes around that. And I can say, I'd like to export an image. Uh-oh, we don't want that. We don't want that layer in the image. Oh boy. So what's the... So the actual way to do this, to do it right, I'm going to want this to be in like black Sharpie on the final one. So we're going to make this black here because we're going to use wool and stuff. Wool and concrete powder for that, right? I hope that that's high definition enough. So we need to now remove the background from Illustrator for the export here. And we need to export this with a width of 256 blocks because, or 256 pixels, and proportionate height. And we're going to save that. Okay, and we're going to put that in Documents. New folder, Pinball. HC9 Pinball. Deep field pixels. Save. And let's do an export with the green on too, real quick. Also 256 wide. And we'll say we want to do this in 3 colors. Green, white, and black. Oh boy. You lose way more resolution here than I was thinking you would. Huh. I thought 256 pixels wide would be like, you know, a lot. But this is actually going to look really terrible. We're going to have to revisit this. Okay, give me a second. So once I show you what this looks like... Grammar Nerd says, Joe, you haven't posted your tipping link yet. Sorry, yeah, I've got caught up in the graphic design stuff. I'm just putting the hot in the hot bar down here in slot 9. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. And... oh, thanks Adobe Support for a bunch of emails. That's not helpful when I'm distracted. Okay. So... Here's the thing, is... Deku Kitty says you have to do 256... Or... No. So the thing is, though, Deku Kitty, the machine is 256 blocks wide. So we're trying to export it so it's 1-to-1... Actually, it's slightly less than that, because there's 4 less. It's 248 blocks wide. So the idea was to export this such that each pixel in the PNG file would be 1 block that I would place, like a block of wool, right? So a higher res image doesn't help us. I think in order to make this work, what we need to do is actually have this be bigger. Let's go ahead and pull the leading in. Let's get the leading out. Deep field. And character. Dang it. Try something like that, but that's gonna look too weird, I think. So character, add a little bit more leading in here. See, this feels closer to where we need to be. Deep Field is the name of the pinball machine. This is the prototype version of its label. No, yeah. So the issue is, what I'm saying is that the level of detail on the font is too high to show up with... We wouldn't be able to... I was hoping that those thin lines would come out to be like 1 block, but even at this scale, they're slightly they're too thin. Right. So that means we need to use a font that doesn't have the same level of detail. DJ Frogtime says it doesn't look like leaves a lot of room between the letters and the bottom of the wall. I mean, really, though, the actual pinball machine plunges into the sea. So it should probably be more like that, right? Like the bottom of the name should be below the water level. But we don't want to do that in such a way that you can't read it. So, like, I'd need to rig it so that the bottoms of the letters just barely went under there. Right? But that's like the largest I could make the text and have it show up. And even then, the Deku Kitty says, I imagine the best solution would be modifying the typeface by converting it to outlines, but that'd be way too much work. Well, no, the thing is, I mean, it's just... The question was, is the level of detail for this typeface functional with 256 block wide machine? And I think we've conclusively proven no. Because if I set this to be 248 wide here, and then I zoom in on it... It looks kind of okay, actually. At this scale, we kind of made it work. Deep field, green 2. Let me save this as a ping 8. Deep field, green 248. Okay. So the thing is, the problem is if I add this image directly into, if I add this image directly into OBS, OBS will try to scale it up with, oh, that actually works pretty well compared to sometimes when we try and scale stuff up. So, okay, let me take this image now and add the Chroma Filter to it. And this will show you what we actually can get. Oh, the chroma is the problem here. Color spill reduction, smoothness, similarity. Oh, the chroma is what gives us the smoothing effect. Okay, you know what? I'll just do a transparent export, actually. Give me a second. Okay, so we're going to do another export here without the green layer, which means I need to hide the green layer for now. So give me a second. So we're going to do that again. PNG 8, white, black, and transparent. Deep field, transparent, 248, save. Then we'll take that image and we'll dump it over here. We'll hide the Illustrator layer. We'll make this big. I don't know why it tried to add some of it. So that would be like the block resolution, which it looks a lot better without the transparency. Blur. Could I use stairs to make the slanted lines? Maybe, but... Okay. You can screenshot the low-res images to make them... yeah, I know you're right. I just stupidly... It annoys me. Open with... Choose another app. How do you... Hey NJ, we are doing graphic design. It's going okay. It's probably not lined up anymore, but that's all right. Okay. You guys get the idea. There we go. Okay, so we're going to expand that. we're going to try something different. We're going to try setting the... We're going to make a duplicate of the green layer that's white. I'm going to lock that one. We're going to... Nope, don't want a new artboard. Thanks, but no thanks. Okay, we're going to export this one. No, do it at the... Oh my gosh. No, we don't want to export the entire canvas. Oh my gosh. Thanks for taking forever to try to export the entire canvas when you clearly knew all I wanted was artboard 1. Why would I want to ever do that? Okay. So, 248 wide. No transparency. Or actually, well, let's do, yeah, no transparency. Save. Deep field, white, 248. Tall, we'll call this one. Okay, so then we'll open that image up in Photos. Of course, Photos is making it look stupid, so we'll open Photoshop, which I haven't installed yet on this computer, so we're going to install Photoshop. That's the sort of thing I love doing on stream, is installing Adobe software. This is not a sponsored stream. Adobe sucks, and I'm only using them because I need them for some of my freelance client work, and at the point where I'm paying for them for that anyway, I might as well use them here too. But if you're not paying for Adobe and nobody's making you pay for Adobe, you shouldn't. Don't do it. It's... yeah. Anyway. So yeah, this is not a pro Adobe stream. This is not an advertisement for Adobe. Okay. That said, good, we're 35%. Wow, I thought I could complain about Adobe long enough for Photoshop to install, but it's still installing. Oh my gosh. How do I have 30 texts? Okay, one of my siblings is posting their Yahtzee scores to a family group chat. How can anyone play this much Yahtzee in 5 minutes? I look away from the phone. It's fine. Sometimes I see I got 30 texts. I'm like, something's up. Yeah. Yahtzee, apparently. It's like, here's what I rolled for this round of Yahtzee. Oh, I rolled again. It's like, I don't know what's going on. I'm out of touch with the youth, clearly. As the oldest sibling, I never know what anyone's doing. It's just not for me, I guess. I don't know. Okay, we have installed Photoshop. So... let's open Photoshop so we can now open this pixelated image in its pixelated form. Okay. Next. No, I don't want to learn more. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, I would like to open a file. Open. On my computer should be by default where we open files from. You stupid... Oh my gosh. I usually try not to swear during HermitCraft streams. I should maybe set this one to mature if I'm going to be dealing with Adobe software. Why did it not open the file? Oh my gosh. It should not take 25 seconds to open a 256 wide piece of pixel art. Oh my gosh. It's fine. I'm fine. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to go in and we're going to use the Microsoft snipping tool to snip and sketch this. New. Okay, take that. Except bigger. Okay, good. Now we'll want to put that... Okay, file, save. Documents, pinball, deep field, white, 248, big screenshot, .png. Okay. So now we can take that giant screenshot and drop it in here. Okay, so this is the actual like scale that the blocks would be at, if that makes any sense. So that shows some of the lines there, and it's got a little bit of irregularity to it, but it doesn't look quite like... I am a freelancer. So that looks like a reasonable start to that. What do y'all think? Does that look like it's worth actually putting on there? Yeah, I mean, this is a starting point. This is a starting point. We can hand roughen this and mix in concrete powder and clean it up to make it look good once we actually get it, right? The goal is just to get something on here, so... It still looks kind of like a sketch. It looks rough. It'll need some tweaking, but this is fine. We're not trying to do... Like, I'm not coming in here and exporting this with, like, a 10-block gradient, right? We're coming in here to just get something that'll look good in, like, one color on the side of the machine. And I think that would be pretty big from... Like, you'd be able to see that in the distance. So let's go ahead and close out Illustrator entirely for now. Exit Illustrator. Save, yes. Don't save to Creative Cloud files. Save to Documents, HC9 Pinball. Deep Field Prototype 1. Okay. Close. Okay. So y'all feeling pretty good about this too? I'm hoping. Am I gonna flip the image for the other side? Oh, that's a great point. Yeah, we couldn't just mirror it. You would say deep awkwardly that way. Honestly, the other side might just say prototype in huge letters. Because this is the like prototype label. So having the name of it on, like, on a production machine, yeah, you have the name on both sides, but on a prototype, as long as you got the name on it somewhere, right? I feel like we're ready to go on this. Honestly, I feel like I could end this episode only having this written on one side, and we'll add some stuff later. So, okay. At this point, yeah, we'd be adding some handwritten text too, but not now. We've got trying to get the core concept in. Okay. Work in progress. Okay, nothing. A bunch of chatter on the HermitCraft server, but like, it looks like it's mostly about me and Impulse and Zed trying to figure out when we can do a Mario Kart stream. Tentatively Thursday afternoon. Tentatively. Like about an hour before the normal HermitCraft meeting time. But, because there's a Mario Kart Wave 2 tracks come out on Thursday, and so we might try and do a quick HermitCraft stream of playing Mario Kart. Still working out the details. So yeah, sorry if it seems like I'm more distracted than usual, but there's a lot going on this week, and I can't Like, it's not locked down yet. But I don't want to be the one that people are waiting on, you know, for stuff like that. And it looks like everything's moving forward. So, I'm ready to lose to ZF again, yes. I am ready. Okay. So, let's go ahead and get started on this. We're going to put all of the birch away. Right now. Birch is going in the birch box. Birch is going in the birch box. Birch is going in the birch box. And now it's dead to me. Okay, so, we have some blackstone here. I don't think I want to use blackstone for this because that, we're saving that more for, like, the back box and stuff like that. We've got some other parts of that we still need to sort out. But we do have some black wool, we were going to make some black concrete powder. We have some black concrete powder here. Let's get a empty to-go box and start loading it up with the stuff we want. I've already got some of these ink sacs that I prepared earlier. We were going to go buy some wool from our good friend Vintage Beef. Ooh, we do have some wither roses here from black dye too. NJ says, that reminds me, Rex and I were talking this afternoon about playing Quake again soon. I would very much like that. I actually was just playing Quake with Manu and Mr. Hardluck. Ooh, basalt. We have a ton of basalt. Basalt would look good for the gray Sharpie type thing. We use some black for accents. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this is feeling right. Whoops. Yeah, basalt is actually just the right thing that we were... We can use some lichen on the lettering too. How many pixels wide is the line weight? That's a 1-to-1. Each pixel is 1 block on that export. So I exported this to be 248 blocks wide. So I can just look at the coordinates in Photoshop, right? And go, okay, that's X number of blocks down. And that's X number of blocks over. Yeah, Hardluck and Manu and Surreal and I were playing Quake earlier. And Surreal was talking about ways to grow his channel. And I was like, you know what I would love to do is I'd love to be invited to a Quake stream. Organize a Quake stream and invite me, and I'll promote it on Twitter. That'll help you grow your channel. Because I want to play Quake, but I don't have the time to organize playing Quake. And he's just like, oh, I don't want to bother people. And I'm like, no. You don't understand how frustrated I am that I never get to play Quake, even though I constantly want to play Quake. You set it up, you get the people there, and we'll all play. You're doing me a favor at that point. So the spider farm has plenty of wool, but it doesn't have plenty of ink, right? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Oh, that's right. We were going to go get a scaffold. Or we're going to go get the to-go boxes that were on the ground over here. Start filling them up with the basalt and the dark colored wool and stuff and concrete powder. Okay, so all this is going in here, dyes, all that. This is a nonsense box, so we'll put that nonsense in there for now. Okay, we're gonna grab that, we're gonna grab that, we're gonna grab that. We're gonna grab that. And finally, we will also grab the nonsense box, but I'm gonna remember which one that one was. Also, we need to go up here and write down what the coordinates for this block are here. Oh no, where's my pencils? So, this corner up here is -2245 146. Okay. Oh wait, hold on. No, we don't actually care about the 2245. We care about the 2747. Okay. So if we come over here and we wanted to figure out like which pixel was first, we would add numbers. We would see where the D starts and then go that many pixels. That many pixels down in the file would be that many blocks down in the game because we exported the file at a 1-to-1 scale. Every pixel on this PNG is 1 block in game. Okay. So, nonsense box. We'll worry about it later. Other boxes. We'll worry about them now. Probably don't actually need this many scaffolds. But B-Dubs had a really fancy scaffold earlier in his video. And so I kind of want to run a really fancy scaffold. A little deep slate would be nice as a good accent. Good point, Mahi0. I actually don't have any deep slate right now. I don't know if I want to go mining for some at this point. Because it's like... I'd kind of rather just use the basalt we have. Because this is intended to be the... this is like the spray paint cheap version, right? This is not... the final art. So... but then again, y'all were right about the... y'all were right about the deep roots, or the rooted dirt or whatever thing. Even though that was a hassle to go get. You guys, that was a correct decision from a palette standpoint. So maybe I shouldn't blow y'all off on that just because I'm feeling a little lazy. But yeah, we literally have 0 deep slate because we gave it all to Tango. He needed it for a project. Okay, so I'm gonna get... I'm gonna get some lights out of my light box, and then we'll go down and we'll grab some deep slate. How's that sound? Because y'all are right. I'm just being lazy. Okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take the artwork down for that. Yeah, Deep Field is the name of the pinball machine I'm building. And Manatee Gag says, will the text fit on both sides? It doesn't work as well on the other side because the angle's different, but this is the prototype labeling, so it would say the name of the game on one side and then something like prototype do not ship on the other side. It's not gonna... So the final art would need to work on both sides, but like the just label for the test cabinet doesn't. Wait. Oh, dang it. My access point is on the other side of this. It's right here. Do. Okay. Let's go find some deep slate. I found it. Dang it, there's stone mixed in. Let's go find more deep slate. How about here? We've got the speed harvest beacon here or whatever it's called. So I kind of just want to do this. I don't really, because we're not trying to get diamonds or anything. We're just trying to frantically load up a chest. Okay, so somebody mentioned tipping via PayPal earlier, but as far as I can tell, no tips have actually come in. Just as a reminder, we are 45 minutes into the stream. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. And we are 20 away from our first face camera expansion. Okay. Sorry, I know me yelling at Adobe Illustrator is not fun. We're back to playing Minecraft now, y'all. We did the part we had to do in the bad computer software. You're safe. Ooh, okay, we got some blue slate here. I'm having a hard time calming back down after that. Yeah, we've done the we hate people that sponsor people segment. Now we're building the dang pinball machine. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. Like, I tried to like take a day completely away from everything until this stream, and then something came up and I had to log into Discord and stuff anyway. But I was able to salvage most of the day. I read 2/3 of the James Burrows book. Oh, do I have it here? Yeah, let me get it. This is also not sponsored. I bought this myself in a bookstore, and I'm holding it up because you might want to buy the same book. But like, that's not like, this is not something I would make a book club choice in my Patreon book club. Just so you know, the Patreon book club next month is doing the March Trilogy, a series of graphic novels by John Lewis about the civil rights movement in America. I picked that partially because I like to pick, usually I pick kind of weird, uncommon books, but the problem I ran into there was a lot of people had a hard time finding the weird, uncommon books I chose in their local libraries. And I was like, okay, so what's something people haven't read that libraries do have a copy of and that I want to spend time talking about and reading? And John Lewis's March ended up being kind of the perfect Venn diagram intersection there. But anyway, this book is not a book I would necessarily do as part of my book club. This is more just for my personal enjoyment, because it's a little bit more inside baseball type thing. So it was like more just relaxing pleasure reading for the day. But I sat and I read about, how far did I get? I got about 230 pages in one sitting. Which is not like, oh, it's a super fast read. It's just, it's very interesting, and I set aside the day to sit and read it. But it's a memoir by James Burrows, who is most famously recognizable for creating Cheers. And he also worked on Taxi and Frasier and a bunch of other things. The title of the book is directed by James Burrows. And it's him talking about, like, the book starts off kind of with him talking about how he got into show business and how his father helped him out. And I found that part really poignant because it's like, my parents were never really in a position to help me or, well, some of my siblings, like, kind of helped with their careers, but, like, it was the later ones where they were like, hey, you know, your brothers decided to do weird art stuff and we didn't know how to help them. So you guys should just go be engineers because we have contacts in chemical engineering, right? But like, yeah, like his dad was big in radio, theater, and television and like tried to find ways to help James establish himself without like forcing him to, you know, fit a certain set of expectations, which I think is really cool. Stephanie Hall says he's an amazing person. I got to meet him in Atlanta 20 years ago. Oh, awesome. Yeah, he seems like a really interesting guy. I'm enjoying reading about like how the different shows worked and, you know, how he got things off the ground, the trouble they ran into. Because like when you're doing something as new as HermitCraft or YouTube, which is now 10 years old, but still, it's when you're working in a new medium, like, there's this temptation. A lot of people are like, we're doing something completely brand new. There's, you know, there's nothing to be learned from the past. But I genuinely believe that we can learn a lot from what mistakes and what successes were to be had in television and radio and film. Because there is overlap. It's not exactly the same. I'm not saying, oh, I could do HermitCraft exactly the way this guy made Cheers and it would be successful. But I'm saying learning how this guy did Cheers and what succeeded and what failed some of those problems are not linked to the technology or the audience. Some of them are human scale problems that are just going to be, they'd be as applicable if I was running a bookstore as if I was making a TV show, right? And so it's interesting to see how he ran his show or shows and stuff like that. So, yeah. So anyway, oh, hey, we got our first tip of the day from James, who says, Joe, stop hiding in the hot bar. Not James Burrows, to be clear, a different James, who says, Joe, stop hiding in the hot bar. Come out and play. Well, here we go. Howdy, y'all. Please direct your attention down to slot 9, so where I've been putting the hot in the hot bar, so I can say, howdy, y'all. Grow Hills here, expanded as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Dee-da-dee-da-dee, dee-da-dee-da-dee-dee-dee. But yeah, I've been just feeling a little overwhelmed lately, and so I'm trying to be more active about, like, saying, I'm going to take the day to read a book that I want to read. And after that, I took some time and I played Quake with some friends, Mr. Hardluck, Surreal, and Manu, and then had dinner with 2 of my siblings, which was fantastic. Went for a walk. So, very much needed relaxing day on the whole, other than a hiccup here or there. And so, whoa, that's a lot of tropical fish. That's startling quantities of them. Okay, let's go. Okay, so we need to figure out how far over. This is why we've got Photoshop installed, so we can use the ruler tool or the coordinates or whatever. Probably mostly the ruler tool. Wait, does help not have... You can't just type in ruler tool and have it highlighted anymore? Okay. Where did... I forget which one the ruler tool is under. Give me a second. Oh, you have to open ruler tool. Select. Okay, so it was under the eyedropper tool. Cool, cool, cool. Good to know. Okay, so from the left side here, the first blocks are in the 4th row, it looks like, or the 4th column. Is it? Or am I just doing this wrong? Nope, 5th. Let's zoom in and we can actually see the grid of the pixels too. Okay, so 5 blocks over is where we have our first lines starting. Okay. So so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the 6th one here is where we would... Actually, let's do this on here. Okay, now, how far down from the top did the letters begin? Letters begin 29 from the top. The top is 146. So, 146 minus 29 equals 117. Okay. So, and then that one's going to be down there. Robinson C21 tips 5, who says, have some more abacus bead movement. Thank you so much. That's going to put us 15 away from the next face camera expansion. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay. So we need to go up to 129 at least here. Probably not the most efficient way to do this. Okay, so this block here is 128. That block there is 129. Okay, so that one right there. So we're 6 over now, which means the first block that needs to be placed is at... Where's 129? Okay, so that's 129 at 7 over. That one's going to go there. And then we go place one there, and we place one here. Woo! So I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to turn that back on, and I'm going to remove these. We now have enough to work from here that we can actually build out the rest of this. So I think when I was messing with this before, I somehow accidentally started cropping this. Let me see if I can find the crop button again. Hold on. Nope, that's not it. Is it shift? No. Alt shift? Look at that. There's a crop. If you hold alt shift, there's a built-in crop. So now... See that? Now we got that letter there. Okay. So, Yosi Blue tips 5, who says, for the arts, and are you going to do any King's Quests? Has Ren's latest video came out yet? Because there's a thing that I wanted to do on stream, but I'm waiting for his new video to come out, and when I checked yesterday, it still wasn't out. There's some King's Quest stuff I have in my hopper, but okay, Ren's latest videos thing is out. Okay, awesome, cool. The thing is, I've got momentum working on this, so let's keep going on this. Yeah, the Arch of Champions. Okay. Yeah, Ren warned us about the Arch of Champions. I don't know all the details because I haven't watched his video yet, but I had set aside time yesterday to record something about it, and then he pushed the episode back. So I wasn't able to watch it before the stream because I was taking the day kind of off. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to work on getting this writing on here, and then we'll go claim our pillar and stuff when this is done. So I feel like I should be able to do this relatively quickly because of the way that we've got this sorted out, right? Okay, so like across the top here, this is 30 wide. So if we want to go 30 blocks that way, we're at 2742. That's 27. Okay, so we want to go to 2712. I should probably make a replay mod thing here. It wasn't very loud. Okay, well... Okay. So we're not quite to 2712 yet, 2722. Boom, 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 boom. Grammar Nerd says no fancy scaffolding. This is fancy scaffolding. What are you talking about? This is the fanciest scaffold anyone's ever seen here on this here server. No, we actually are going to do another layer of the scaffolding lower. I'm just trying. So the idea is, now once we get the pillars in all the way up, at the levels where the letters are going to be aligned or whatever, we can, so like the bottom of the top row of letters, we can also have a cross beam here, right? But I need to know how high it needs to go. It's easier to get it to the right height from the top than from the bottom, because otherwise you overshoot. So, just out of curiosity, how far, if I zoom out on this a little bit, how far all the way across the word deep does this go? One block over, whoops. It goes out 143. So, I forget where we were when we started. We were at 2742. 2742 minus 143 equals 2599. Okay. That's why, this is why we got so much scaffolding, folks. We knew that this was going to take a while and a lot. Can scaffolds gallop? Clearly not. They're just a disappointment to everyone. Okay. I really don't want to go to bed. No, that's worse. That's worse than going to bed, placing those blocks poorly. Graphics AW tips 10, who says, everything comes in cycles. Hey, thank you very much for tipping 10. Let's go ahead and get that up on our abacus here. Graphics AW. That puts us evenly at our next face camera expansion milestone. So here we go. It's time to expand. Alrighty. Ay, says Joe, just saw your block glitch video. So useful. Thanks for that. Hey, you're welcome. Yay, somebody else decided to go to sleep. Save me some trouble. How close are we? 2674. Or 94. Yeah, we're a ways out. FHM Fernando says, how do you feel about mods like Tweakaroo? I don't feel anything. I don't know enough about them, I guess. I don't use it. But any sort of mod that let you fast place blocks would probably get you yelled at on the HermitCraft server. And where people would have a meeting about it. And I don't want to be the subject of meetings. I would not use anything like that on here. That's why I was so excited to find a vanilla glitch, because that is beyond reproach. I don't have to worry about people yelling at me. I feel like I got enough people unhappy with me all the time. I don't need more. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, while I'm doing this, let me switch this tab over here. Gotta make sure that this is above the level that Photoshop starts at. I've got extra windows open, sorry, so my window management is poorer than usual. Okay, we're gonna lower that there, move that around. Okay, cool. We should say hi to Scar. Howdy, Scar. Do I feel like the quests have brought more the same or less HermitCraft or Hermit interactions? Definitely more. I think it's valuable in that way. Well, free cam doesn't really affect anything differently. We've been using camera accounts in spectator mode for 10 years. So, like, so mods that offer free cam is just letting you do that from your primary account rather than your second account. Like, that's not a difference. But like something for fast block placement would be a totally different. Just because Tweakaroo lets you do free cam and fast block placement doesn't mean people are using it for fast block placement. They're using it for the free cam elements. Like, free cam is something we've had on HermitCraft forever using the spectator accounts. That's part of like that's part of the toolkit to make videos. Do I think there's going to be a rebellion against Rem being king? I don't think so. I think he's doing a really good job. Like, I hate governments and monarchies, but, like, I think everything he's doing is objectively making the server better. And I have no complaints. Like, I was originally just going along with it because B-Dubs said it was a good idea. And, like, I'm too tired to have my own opinion, so I'm just letting B-Dubs do a lot of my thinking for me these days. But no, I don't think there's going to be any sort of real rebellion. Like, I know the fans love that stuff. They're like, oh, I want to see Grian fight Ren, but, like, why? Like, it seems like Ren's doing fine. He's encouraging people to hang out and pal around and, like, you know. I mean, it seems like he's having fun. Everybody else is having fun. You know? Did I not pick up the string I thought I was getting? Okay, we need to get more string probably from the spider farm. I don't see why lores, or people are saying wars add lore to HermitCraft. I don't see why Hermit's doing fun stuff to make the server better and getting paid by Ren to do it doesn't add lore to HermitCraft more efficiently than unnecessary violence. I think, okay, Kingu has a theory about Ren's motivations here, and I'm not going to read it directly, but one thing that Kingu recognize, or that Kingu says that I think is smart. I'm not going to say it's correct, but I think this is an interesting point of view. Is that this is something to discourage people from spending all of their time on their mega bases, because the early season we were all very interactive, and then we all started working on our mega bases, and it was harder to find excuses to work together. And so, like, this is a fun way for us to have excuses to take a break from working on our mega bases. Like, I mean, unless somebody, unless you know, I can't like, okay, you know, I could see why people are like, well, maybe Mumbo will come back and he'll overthrow Ren. Like, what do you want Mumbo to come back and be like, nobody's working on their mega bases enough because they're doing silly videos together thanks to King Ren. Let's force everybody to work on their mega bases by overthrowing the king. Like, do you think there's a demand for that? More isolation on HermitCraft. Hermits aren't hermiting enough. Uh-oh. I'm worried that this might not be low enough. This is going to be pretty cutting it close here. The thingy up in the corner is what we're trying to make. We're trying to put this art on the side of the pinball machine here. Okay, we're almost to where we need to be. Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot that I had cropped it. Sorry. Yeah. If you're like, I'm just coming in and, whoops. Dang it. Yeah, so that's what we're making. We're building the scaffolding right now to make room for the, to put this in. Hey, you got a new $5 patron. Thank you so much. Just so you know, I'm going to be adding the invites that came in today in a batch tomorrow, the next business day. I'll be sending all those out at once. All those invites are hand committed via Patreon message by me, myself, because the Patreon API for interacting with Discord is a nightmare. So, JKA says, they're all friends. Sometimes it's easier to hang out with friends when you have an excuse. Yeah, exactly. Am I hitting a torch or something down here? Why are these not accumulating? I feel like these are... Oh, wait. Is it the bed? What are they hitting? Oh, it's the ender chest. Oh, I don't have the silk touch box on me, though. Hold on. Boop. Just... I am definitely looking forward to Mumbo coming back too. I'm glad he is in a position that he can afford to take time off when he needs it, though. As somebody who constantly feels like he can't take time off, or when he does try to take time off, has it diverted somehow or subverted. Like, oh my gosh. I am... Like, I don't... Okay, so we're here now. I'm gonna go this way. I don't want to rush Mumbo back. I want him to take whatever time he needs. Yeah, Shadow Kraken, I'm creating a pinball machine from scratch, based on stellar observatories, and I'm naming it Deep Field. Is that actually accumulating? Cool. Mago says, who's your favorite historical person, Joe? Me? Okay. So. We need to go across here by how many blocks to make this work? This is... $30 blocks across, right? Let's zoom in a bit. Okay, yeah, 30 blocks across there from end to end. So let's get 29 blocks out, and let's grab some basalt here. And we are going to get 9 cobbled deep slate and some basalt. Dang it. Now I need to get an extra basalt out, or deep slate, because that was supposed to be... I'm trying to get the count across here to add up. Wait. Those numbers don't add up either way. Those numbers don't add up either way. Did the face camera just time warp backwards? I didn't do anything to the face cam. So if it did, that's a surprise to me too. Hold on. This is 30 wide and we've got 4 blocks placed. 30 minus 4 is 26. 26 minus 9 is 17. Okay. I streamed today. Pixel says my galloping blocks technique was extremely useful. Oh, awesome. No, don't come in here talking about IGN. IGN ruined game FAQs. I loved game FAQs in my youth. I don't have any time to talk about it. And then they bought Humble Bundle. They're like, maybe if we buy Humble Bundle, who everybody likes, they'll forgive us for all the companies that we destroyed. It's like, no, IGN's still terrible forever. I'll donate to charities directly and not get copies of games. Sorry, don't have time for you coming in here shilling IGN. Oh, these are both the same color block. Exactly. Okay, so it goes down like that. And the next layer is going to go down like this. Dang it. It's fine. That block is also going to be there. So it goes 1, 2, 3 here, and then down another 2 past that. I undid the face cam. I don't think so. Face cam's still down here. Okay. What am I hitting? Oh, you can't go past that point while holding shift, apparently. It's not fun. Maybe I should be going down these, though. And then I can place the blocks better. So in this row, though, how far over is the gap here? This is 6 blocks over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then another block goes here. And then the block 2 down from that would be missing if we're following this. I don't know who Scar's talking to. Can I zoom in on the part I'm working on? Sure. Working on the D. So you see that's that stray block there, then we have that, then we have those. We have a gap there. Wait, you're saying the face camera shrunk when I... Oh, when I was trying to fix the deep field design, I hit Control Z and it must have... Okay, yeah, okay, then, yeah, sorry, I fixed it now. The white details are going to be gaps where the wood shows through. So, like, that is going to be a gap right there, because it's offset 1 over and 3 down. Excuse me. Okay, thank you all for helping me figure out what you meant about that time traveling expansion. I was just like, I don't understand. You kids and always talking about things I don't understand. Okay, so let's see. If this level is what? This level is 128. Okay. This level down here is going to be 128 minus 8, so that's 120. So let's get down to 120 here. Okay. So I think what we want to do then is we want to have this going across here like so. Then we can reach 120 easily. See, remember how y'all were like, those scaffolds don't look very fancy yet. Give me a second. Whoops, wrong button. They're gonna be fancy. Okay. Whoops. Not ready for that. Is there a reason it seems to stop? It won't let me place them without running forward. I figured we just place them indefinitely. I'm not sure. What? Don't like that noise. We had a noise and nothing was happening. That means that there's probably extra blocks up here now. Yep, there's extra blocks up here now. Okay. So I'm also realizing it might be helpful to work my way up from the bottom with pillaring on the broad parts of the D. So if we go down, that's how far? 39. Okay, so 30 down from that top one is the lowest. So let's see what that is. So that is 129. 129 minus 30 is 99. Cobbled deep slate is directional. Well, this is intended to be viewed from so far away. That might be alright. Ginger Bee says, would you ever stream a horror game? Yeah, I stream one every night. It's called Minecraft. Look at this. It's a zombie. Look at this. It's an explosive monster that wants me dead. There's also skeletons. It's terrifying. There's also spiders sometimes. But not at all times. I'm just gonna ban this person. I don't have the patience. I don't have the patience tonight. There, that makes me better. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab some more bamboo here. Okay, so... Oh, we did come up because we needed torches. That was actually the concern. Yeah, we can make custom records now. Quiet Devious 1 can name that tune in 5 bars. No, the name's only going to be on this side of the machine for the prototype. When we do the final artwork, the name will be on both sides, but for the prototype, it's only going to be on one. This is the side that more people are going to approach it from. So, we're going to put something like prototype, please shake vigorously on the other side. But I haven't worked that out exactly yet. Oh, wait. No, we don't want to do that. Neon says, oh, it's on the top left of the screen. That's what we're making. We're writing the name of the pinball machine on the prototype here. If we zoom back out to look at our progress, that's what we've got in terms of scaffolding and whatnot so far. That's how big the letter D is. Roselia says, when you say prototype, do you mean you're going to build a second machine? No, I'm going to cover the... So we have temporary, like, prototype artwork that's going to go on the sides of the machine that will be covered by the final artwork in about 6 months. I just didn't want to leave this huge gap here for... I didn't want to leave this huge blank wall for 6 months until we came back around and did the art, right? So... I can technically uncrop this here. So it's going to say deep field. Deep field. But people wanted to see kind of what I was working on. Can I actually land on this plate? Oh, come on. What happened? My elytra kick out? Should probably put a totem of undying in our offhand there. Yeah, leaving too big a blank surface is asking to get pranked. What happened? Why can I not land on the layer I'm trying to land on? There we go. Okay. Okay, so basalt. And between here and that next one, how far is that? That's 7 blocks up until it goes over. Okay. Yeah, maybe the torch was interfering. Nepeta says, Joe, are you unusually good at counting pixels, or it would be helpful to enable some sort of grid overlay on the reference image like MS Paint has? I'm using Photoshop's ruler tool in another window. And Photoshop has a grid as well. So, yep, I'm good. Okay. So this is going to go across 30. Like we saw top side there. Or is it? Nope, it goes 29 across on the bottom. So why don't we go ahead and just get out we need 2 less of the... Okay. So that'll add up to 29 with those 2 already. So that gets us across there. Okay. Now the basalt is directional. Yeah, when we look back at the original font, we might go change some stuff later. But for right now, we're just trying to rough the thing in. Whoops, didn't mean to hit the thing here. Hey, we got another tip rolling in via PayPal. Let's see who that's from. Anthony tips 6, who says, I don't know how close we are to the next expansion, but let's get a little closer. Thank you so much, Anthony. That does indeed put us only 14 away from the next face camera expansion. And good luck. Chancey RN came in with another 15, so that puts us 1 past the next milestone. So here we go. Please direct your attention down here to the lower left so I can say expansion. Alrighty, we are an hour and a half into the stream. And I feel like we have a good momentum here, but I can also tell that I need to take a hydration break. My cup has been empty for a while, and I'm starting to feel it in my throat a little. Not ideal. So, yeah, this is what we're looking at. This is what we're working with. I think it's gonna work okay. That's not gonna be, that overlay is not gonna line up properly, but. Final artwork would look more cool like this. Prototype artwork, or like this. Stephanie Hall says, wow, the dimensions of the letters are huge. Nice to see it be in place to see how big it'll be. Yeah, and that's part of the benefit of this too, is the reason to do the prototype lettering now is to learn a bunch of stuff about where the lettering falls apart structurally. Like, the problems that we're running into with the scaling and stuff that we're hitting now will help me to pick a better font for the final artwork in the future, right? So that way, when we're doing the final pass, we're already coming in with a little bit more experience. Okay, so sun is getting real low over there. I think it might be wise for me to actually get to a bed before we log, or not log out before we do our hydration break. Actually, also, one thing I can do is I can just go up really high. I don't think mobs can spawn this high up. Whoops. Never mind, that was a terrible idea. We'll just go up here. And perfectly stick the landing. Perfect. Okay. So, hydration break, BRB. Let's check our sheet. Sheets.google.com. And it's the last day of the month. I think we knocked out everybody. Yeah, okay, we knocked out everybody, so I'm just going to pick a song I want to play. Let's see. I'm going to play Lectern Full Cauldron. That's a 3.5-minute song, and then I will be right back to do more lettering. Time skip, except not.
I want a girl who will mine for her diamonds. I want a girl who can sort a chest. I want a girl with shears that cut and swords that burn through zombie flesh. I want a girl who knows world generation, who crafts furrows and times her attack. She's modding her community. She's flying through the air. She's smelting out impurities and feeding her cat. I want a girl with a lectern and a full cauldron. I want a girl who logs in early. I want a girl who plays till late. I want a girl with unobstructed creativity who uses a tripwire to ruin your day. With shulker boxes organized and lustrous in a tone that will torch you like desert grass. Who crafts furrows and times her attack. She's smelting out impurities and feeding her cat. I want a girl with a lectern and a full cauldron. Whose shield is emblazoned. I want a girl with good enchantments. On some server we will meet incidentally. We'll start to talk as we shoot skeletons. She wants a spawn with biome convenience. She wants a spawn that's in good repair. She's changing her ing from wither to dragon. She's trading her archery for a trident that's self-repairing. I want a girl with a lectern and a full cauldron.
Welcome back, everyone. Hope you are having a good time this evening. We just had our hydration break. I've got a full soda now. It's not in a cauldron or anything. It's just a glass, but that's okay. Chancey says, Joe, would you be willing to do a tutorial on replay mod? I really liked your stream a while back where you using replay mod to get your HD video finalized. It's the main reason I downloaded it, but still have no idea how to use it. So the thing is, I don't really have a lot of free time. And also, I'm not particularly good at using replay mod. I understand the fundamentals of it well enough, but like, I think you'd be better off watching somebody else's video. Like, I could step you through, like, if I was trying to actively work on replay mod right now, I could step you through what I was doing while I was doing it. But like editing a tutorial video and like figuring out like what to talk about in what order is like a whole separate skill. So I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I'm sure somebody else out there is already doing better stuff than that. Oh my gosh, you're right. I do need to get a cauldron for Halloween, Petulant Petrichor. Lyric says Pixel Riffs has some good replay mod tutorials. Oh, I've worked with Pixel Riffs before. He's good people. So yeah, I would recommend checking out. I haven't seen this video myself, but I've seen Pixel Riffs make other things and not be terrible. And so if somebody says Pixel Riffs did this thing, I believe it's plausible that it would not be a poor use of your time, if that makes any sense. Oh gosh, I wasn't counting. I wasn't counting levels. Okay, so 99 is level 1. So what are we looking at here? This is 105. So 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105. So then the next level would be 106. Dang it, did that wrong. 106, nope. 106, there it is. Then that would come out there. Okay. I don't want a mug that looks like a cauldron. I need to buy a cauldron, clearly. Clearly, I need a cauldron for the Halloween streams. So, because, yeah, Halloween night, I'm going to be taking my daughter trick-or-treating and everything, but I will be back for normal stream time, I think. Trick-or-treating should be over. I don't think I'm... It's hard to justify buying a lectern for Halloween. Okay? I need to buy that for something else. A cauldron does sound heavy. Where would I put the cauldron? Y'all have a lot of really good questions that I don't have answers for yet, but... JKA says, don't go overboard and buy an actual cast iron cauldron. I was assuming that was the only option, but the way you're saying that makes it sound like there are other kinds of cauldrons. Y'all might know more about cauldron purchasing than I do. I've literally never purchased a cauldron. But if you put a plastic cauldron in it, wouldn't there be issue? Like, doesn't plastic have a relatively low melting point? How do you put fire under it? Okay, everybody's telling me that you can't actually use a plastic cauldron for fire. Well, that's like 90% of... It'd be decorative. I'm not impressed with these knockoff cauldrons. Winter83 says, I don't think you can start a fire under a cauldron in your apartment. That's true. But I do have a friend with a fire pit. Maybe I could stream from his house that night. This is actually a lot more possible. Like, now that I've put 2 and 2 together there, now I'm really going to double down on this iron cauldron thing, because, like, I'm not going to go all the way to a place with a fire pit and then not use the fire, right? I feel like doing a Minecraft stream from somebody's backyard where we've got an actual fire and a cauldron for Halloween would be really good. I'd have to get somebody to come to my house and watch my daughter, which I don't normally I don't normally leave the house to stream when she's here, but it is Halloween, so I mean, I have a cast iron Dutch oven. But, like, if we're going for Halloween, starting a fire, I feel like we want... Okay. I'm actually probably not going to buy a cauldron, but if I do, I'm not buying a cheap one, is the short version. Okay. Like, there are certain things where it's like, I'll either wait until I can justify the good version, or I'll either buy the good version, and if I can't afford the good version, I'll wait. And the cauldron thing is in that category. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. How expensive is dry ice? Yeah, this is definitely a business expense. Okay. Yeah, we can get there's dry ice at grocery stores here. Lava Monster says if you buy it, you have to store it somewhere for 11 months till you use it again. But it's large and empty, so I could put Halloween decorations inside of it that I was going to store anyway. So instead of having like a flimsy cardboard box with a bunch of Halloween decorations in it, I could have a full cauldron with Halloween decorations in it. Right? That makes sense. Yeah, dry ice isn't too expensive. Make sure not to transport it in a sealed container when it's in your car. That's a good note. Probably well-earned wisdom there. Let's go ahead and get out. Okay. Honestly, I feel like now that we've got this roughly sorted, what I want to do is I want to get all these scaffolds back into an ender. The extra scaffolds for now are going to go into an ender chest. Wait, whoops, that's the opposite of what I wanted to do. Let's pull these cobbled deep slate out. We can also bust out the cauldron for other holiday streams, like Christmas. Yeah, arguably, yes. Although it seems harder to justify a little bit, just saying. Less of a clear link there, in some ways. A size 10 cauldron which can hold 7.5 gallons of liquid and is 15 inches tall and 16 inches wide and weighs 60 pounds is about $250. Whew! This might be a next year expense. Ooh, hot apple cider in the cauldron for Christmas? Or spiced wine? Oh boy, y'all are bringing this back around now. Maybe... Oh boy. St. Patty's Day, fill it with coins for the leprechaun. Yeah. Oh man. Like realistically, I've got a bunch of trips in October, so money's gonna be kind of tight. I don't think I'm actually gonna be able to do this year. This has been fun to talk about, but like, Lost Cult Music says, love this theme. Will you have the Mars rover? Well, the Mars rover isn't exactly a stellar observatory, Lost Cult Music. It's more for exploring a planet rather than, like, capturing photographs of the stars. But Chloe the Great and Powerful tips 7 for Cauldron Fund. Thank you. That puts us 9 away from the next face camera expansion milestone. Nepeta says, Joe, when you own a Wendy's, you can ladle punch out of the cauldron. Yes, Wendy's is famous for its punch. And cauldrons. Could you imagine going into a Wendy's and they've just got a giant cauldron and they're serving punch out of it? And there's just like an out of order sign on the soda machine? Like, my brain, this is amazing, and I love it. Okay. So, you know what we'll do is we'll go back in and we'll add the gaps in them later. We don't really need to sort those out right now. Uh-oh. Yurgi says, I'm not sure how I feel about getting a beverage ladled out of a giant open container in a fast food restaurant. Oh, they could also ladle chili from the cauldron. Tabra says, the Wendy's near me used to have a salad and pasta bar, so anything's possible. That's true. Hey, welcome, Nightshade Owl. Solar Dynamics Laboratory. Thanks, Nepeta. Yeah, I've actually got a whole list of research stuff for that. I have to. There's gonna be a whole episode about deciding what does and doesn't make the cut for like being on the playfield or in the artwork. Red Reg says, could you make the pop bumpers look like observatories? Well, stellar observatories are observatories that are like in the sky. We're doing space-based observatories, so they don't look like domes because they're space probes, space telescopes, right? If that makes sense. So they're not like traditional Earth-based observatories, which have the huge distinctive dome. And Jay says, if you want on the list, we can add it tomorrow. Fair enough. I mean, honestly, yeah, I've been starting to look at the budget for trying to figure out all these October trips. And like originally I was like, if we can afford to fly to Chicago, it would save me a 12-hour drive each way. But that's not looking feasible. So how high do we need to go until we hit... Oh, actually, wait, that marker I put in right there indicates where that cut is going to be. Okay, great. So we'll just put that in like that, and then we know. Cool, cool, cool. On Labor Day, you could fill it with grilled meats, suggests Yurgi. That's a novel application, I'll give you that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, cool. Okay. So then it's going to go up another one here. There is then a gap there. We'll go ahead and capture that gap so we have that for reference. Like other than like we're gonna leave some landmark gaps in here just so I can find where I'm in the letter. Let's look at this in the distance. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to afford PAX Unplugged this year, realistically. Stephanie Hall says use your Costco membership for flights and rental cars. I try not to fly anywhere I would need a rental car. Is there an Amtrak route to Chicago from Nashville? No. Amtrak doesn't run through Nashville. And the thing is, so the problem with Pinball Expo in Chicago is we can't leave Nashville until 3 o'clock on Friday when my daughter gets out of school. And we have to be back for her to go to school at 8 a.m. on Monday. So basically, the current plan is to, like, drive nonstop from Nashville to Chicago Friday night. Check into the hotel after midnight. Pass out. Spend Saturday at the expo. Then hang out for part of Sunday morning. Maybe get lunch with some people. And then drive back. But the thing is, there's... Like... I really want to include my daughter on these trips. And the school schedule is really frustrating. but just there's a bunch of people from the pinball community that I really want to go hang out with at Expo. And so I don't want to, like, I was really upset last year that Expo was the same weekend as Nashville's pinball event because, like, you know, coming back from COVID, I was like, well, I got to support my local event. But this year, they're different weekends, so I can go to both. But it's going to be really logistically challenging. Amtrak doesn't have a line that runs through Nashville, Achilles. It's not surprising that they don't have a stop here if they don't have a line that passes through here. Like, that's like saying it's weird that Amtrak doesn't run from Belgium. Well, they don't have any train lines through Belgium, so why would they have a stop there? What is the actual drive? So, Nashville to Schaumburg, Illinois. So if there's no traffic, it's about 13 hours. It looks. Wait, no. That's hold on. No, that's the bus. No, if there's no traffic, it's about 8 hours. With traffic, it'll be more. So I feel like I can drive. Yeah. So if we leave here at 3, we take like a dinner break. You know, relatively short gas station breaks. We get there slightly after midnight. This 8-hour drive. Can't I sign her out of school one day? I don't want to have to justify that I took my kid to a pinball expo to a custody judge. This is the fun part of divorce, is if somebody in your life decides that they want to get the state involved in how your child's time is spent, that's always going to be hanging over you, and you don't get to screw around, and I just don't want to deal with it. So, yay. Okay, so that's gonna go there, out to there. Okay, so how far out does this go? It goes out. Well, that one was actually supposed to go out 2 there, it looks like. And then this one's gonna go up 1. Then another 2. David England assures me that in an amicable divorce, this is not a problem. Well, that's not really relevant to my situation. I'm very happy for those other people. That's very nice for them, I'm sure. Okay, so we go up to here, and we come up to there. Okay. You could also use a cauldron for a very big batch of guacamole. That would be I don't know that anybody... like, my family eats a lot at parties, but I think if I put out 7.5 gallons of guacamole, that would be too much guacamole. They would be like, what's in this cauldron? There's no way that there's nothing but guacamole in here. This cauldron could not possibly be wholly guacamole.
I could eat 5 gallons.
Okay, my sister could eat 5 gallons. So yeah, we'll get the others on the 2.5 otherwise. Okay. So that one actually is going to go there. A 7-layer dip cauldron with a gallon of each dip would be a lot of dip. Like, y'all, I don't think y'all really appreciate how much that is. It's a lot. Like, think about a gallon milk jug. Each layer of this 7-layer dip would be enough to fill the gallon milk jug, right? That feels like a lot. How well does 7-layer dip freeze? How well does a giant cauldron fit into a freezer? I think is the bigger question. No, it's a 7.5-gallon cauldron that we're looking at. Okay. And night is falling. Devin Crotty says, I will pretend to know how big a gallon is. Excuse me. Somebody keeps saying I can make a trifle. I don't know what a trifle is. Also, don't keep spamming the same thing, Frog Boy. If you're repeating the same text verbatim, you get timed out. And there's the timeout now. Okay. I don't have a walk-in freezer. This is not a Wendy's, it turns out. Somebody says a gallon is just under 4 liters. That seems like a lot. Do most households have a walk-in freezer? No. No, those are mostly for commercial applications, 2nd, 5th. I don't have room. I live in an apartment in the city. I don't have room for a freezer you could put a cow in. Like, when it comes to like planning how much food I can store, a basic rule of thumb is don't have a cow, man. No, most people don't have a walk-in freezer. Okay. Whoops. Oh, come on. Yeah, I would say that in America, people having a large deep freezer, which is like a chest freezer, is a lot more common than people having a walk-in freezer in their homes. But I still don't have one of those. Hey, don't panic, Flip. Glad you're here, George. Hope you are doing well. We are working on the cabinet for my model pinball machine. The cabinetry is based on the dimensions measured from TNA here. And I am working on slapping a prototype title on it. It's going to be called Deep Field, based on stellar observatories like Kepler, Hubble, Chandra, James Webb Space Telescope. Space Telescope. I didn't know you said it like that. It's very silly of me. It is one big pinball machine. The reason to do it at this size, George, 256 pixels deep and 128 pixels wide, is that's how big maps are in Minecraft. So I've actually got a map of the pinball machine, which is currently flooded. Oh, and I made this little coin door and plunger thing here with a sign that I glow button, or what do you call it, glow inked. But yeah, the buttons on this one don't work. But yeah, so we have multiple scale models of the pinball machine. But yeah, so George, for reference, the machine at that size, these two little structures here are the appropriate size pinballs. A machine that size, a pinball would be 6 meters in diameter. So, oh, that's a B. I was like, what is that? It's terrifying. So, yeah. Have I thought about using sculpt blocks in the art? I have, but for the long-term art, right now we're just slapping a prototype label on it, right? Magic says, will you make maps for the side? The side of this one, probably not. Like, we'd have to really have a lot of free time. More free time than I expect. And I rarely have more free time than I expect. But yeah, George, I'm glad you stopped by. If you are not already following Don't Panic Flip, I frequently hang out on his channel on Monday nights. I don't have a raid command, so I have to like artisanally hand type links. Twitch.tv/Don't Panic Flip. But yeah, he streams usually Monday nights about an hour or two after I wrap up. So I don't always raid him because a lot of times I'm kind of like done for the day. And then we hang out and talk while he plays pinball, as well as some folks you already know, like Sammy Higgins is a guest sometimes. Manu from Mystery Pinball Theater stops in sometimes. All sorts of other folks you might have seen. Surreal7, who I was streaming Quake with earlier today. But yeah, definitely recommend you follow George. He was streaming, you might remember if you were there for the TPN Pinball Network raid we did the other night. He was the host of that segment. Uh-oh, don't fall off the scaffold. But yeah, the Monday night show George does is a lot of fun. It's kind of a roundtable discussion show. He plays pinball and throws questions at us about random things. Usually there's a theme for the night, and then the questions are all built around that theme. And it's really fun to be on a show where we kind of take turns like that, because it's very different from how anything on HermitCraft works, right? So I have time to actually think about my answers and come up with, like, well, you know, normally on HermitCraft I have to say a joke immediately. I don't have time to go like, what is the funniest and best answer to this question? So it's a lot of fun. And yeah, let's see here. So we're gonna go ahead and get this into place. I'm just kind of roughing this whole thing in. I probably should have just done it all in one block and then switched them out later, like to get the shape in first, but I mean, this seems like it's working out okay. It's just a little slower is the problem. Okay, so I'm not sure how low this is supposed to go before it goes that way. So let's go ahead and eyeball that. So this is 121. And then that is supposed to be 8 less than the top layer. So let's jump over here and check out what the top layer is. Hey Art, how are you doing tonight? 128 minus 8, so we need to get to 120 is the lowest we would go on that. Okay, so that's 122, 121. This is 120. Cool. So then the D is going to go across there. Just got back from curling. Ooh. Anybody else I know what? Or were you just going to practice? I haven't gotten to do the curling place yet. We got a new curling place in Nashville. And I've been meaning to get out there, but haven't yet. Oh. Also, Art, is it okay if Sean and Catherine come to New Year's? Because they're both going to be in town. They won't have to crash at your place because they'll be, you know, mine or whatever. Don't Panic Flip says, I am back on Elsa as the most powerful Disney character. Ah, Kevin, Tim, and Corey. Cool, cool, cool. No, I promise they won't beat up your friends. Catherine has yelled around the corner that she does not promise to not beat up your friends. If Woad is there, it might come to fisticuffs. Are you watching the stream? I didn't think I was being that loud. Oh, you're in a different room than I thought. You beating up Woad is a risk he is willing to take. Okay. Scrooge McDuck is a pretty powerful Disney character. He's basically the Doctor Who of the DuckTales, or of the Disney universe. He's functionally immortal. Due to all the crazy magical treasures and things he's accumulated over the years. Okay, this spider is really in for a bad time. Genie Jafar might actually be the... You know, actually, canonically, I think you're right, Art. I think Genie Jafar is the most Disney character because he specifically wished to be the most powerful Disney character, right? Yeah, the latest version of Scrooge McDuck was voiced by David Tennant, who famously was in Hamlet with Patrick Stewart. Really good Hamlet. Patrick Stewart played his uncle, Claudius. What a goofball. That Claudius, always getting into trouble. If you haven't seen Hamlet, I really recommend it. Are we... Galactus was beaten by Squirrel Girl. Yeah, Squirrel Girl, a Disney character. I think Squirrel Girl is also unbeatable, technically. Tabris Valentine actually pulled up the quote from Aladdin. Apparently, Jafar's exact words are, "I, Jafar, wish to be the most powerful Disney character." Okay. See, thank you for looking that up, because otherwise we'd just be going back and forth arguing about if I was remembering it wrong. So. Yeah, I've got 3 chats going on. No, sorry, like 2 people I know in real life who don't know each other both came into my Twitch chat at the same time. And so, yeah, sorry, so everybody else, sorry if you're getting kind of ignored. Okay. So this, let me move this over on my reference file here. Okay, so this one goes down 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it drops 2. Then it drops 2 again, and no, this is wrong somehow. How is this so wrong? Okay, wait, that one goes over 2, then over 2, and then over 2, and then... Oh boy, I really screwed that up. I was looking at this, I was like, I feel like this is maybe longer than it should be. Yeah, it is. Okay. Okay. Let's look at this. We're gonna greet Scar. Howdy, Scar! If we're taking Kingdom Hearts into account for anything, we'll be here all day. So I would recommend against taking Kingdom Hearts into account, just as a treat for everyone. Let's just not do that. Okay, so 2 over 1 1 1 2. Okay, so that's actually the line there. Oh, dang it. And I'm immediately off the scaffold. Okay, so we come down 1 step. 2 steps, 3 steps. Then we come down, we double that one. Where's the scaffold? Okay, we come down double there. And then this is the line. Okay, that now lines up perfectly. We have an extra random stray block coming out there. Okay, now how far in does this go? This goes in 8. Okay. From that point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then, so that actually should be filled in there, it looks like, maybe. And so should that. Okay, so let's try the math again there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we're gonna mark that down there like so. That tracks with what I'm seeing here. Ooh, we're getting it done. So this is going to just continue down. That's why we have the scaffold here for easier block placement along this axis. In some ways, it's going to be easier, though, now that I'm looking at this, to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, yeah. To go up like this on this side, because I can't quite reach this from the scaffold there. Let's go back here to the scaffold and see how we're looking. Okay, it's coming along. Okay, so that's our first letter completed, I think. We technically have some distress we need to add to it. But this is our first letter that we've got the whole letter form in. I think that works. I mean, it's behind the scaffold right now. But, like, that's legible. So let's see. We are 2 hours and 20 minutes in, and we have one letter done. Whew. In theory, the future letters should be easier. Saru Miso says, is there a pattern to your block placement, or are you just breaking up the monotony of a single block type? I just wanted to texture it a little bit. It's going to spell Deep Field, which is the name of the machine I'm making. It's a custom design I'm working on over the course of the next year for Season 9. So let's go ahead. Let me check on something real quick. Got some messages rolling in here. Nothing. Looks like it requires my immediate attention. Excellent. Okay. Quick reminder that tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay. So, the E's should be easier to map out. In theory, yes, because they align with the D. So the scaffolds that we put in place here for, like, here's the bottom of the D, right? Or sorry, here's the bottom of the top line across on the D. We have this scaffold going across. That's the same scaffold that we can use for the E. So we're in good shape. Rosalia Moon rolling in and tipping 20, who says, I feel like Joe hasn't grown in a while. Well, hello. That puts us 11 past our next phase camera expansion milestone. That is, so it's time to direct your attention down here to the lower left so I can say, howdy, y'all. Grow Hills here, expanding as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Do-do-do-do-do, Woo. Camera's getting bigger. I can stretch out. Oh, boy. Yeah, all that working with Adobe Illustrator. Ah, boy. Okay, so we're going to have, there's going to be a straight block here. And then we got kind of a line here. We're going to add some lichen later. That's not part of what we're working on at the moment. We will add lichen. Don't worry. Okay, so that line is going to go straight across. How many blocks? 35. Okay. So we got basalt. We got cobbled deep slate. Okay. So to go 35 blocks across, we need to grab 16 of one. And so we got 16 cobbled deep slate. And we've got 19 basalt. And that'll give us 35 total. Assuming that we do this right. And don't place any out of line. Like by hitting the scaffold directly or something silly. So the other thing is right now we don't really need the lichen too much because the scaffolding has torches on it, and it would be the parts of the letters are within range of that, right? So okay. Oh boy. Look at how much faster this is. Okay. So, yeah, having the scaffold already in is definitely crucial, as the kids might say. So we're going to have these sticking out on the edges here, and then another stray block there. Then this is going to go up 8 blocks, I think. Is that going to be 8? Nope, that's 7. Okay, is that true? Hold on. Where's my math wrong here? Nope, that is 8. Okay, cool. So. Uh-oh. Definitely just placed a block there we didn't want. Okay, so down we go. Oh, somebody else is sleeping. Okay. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, actually, this one doesn't actually go that far. This one's weird for weird reasons. Yay, Minecraft. This one only goes 7. Then there's a stray block there. And then there, it goes up to there. Okay, so now... will the letters slant downward? The letters will be italicized probably on the final artwork. This is the prototype artwork. And there's a bot on YouTube that I gotta ban. Okay. So... okay, so that's going to go that way. Now, what I don't have is scaffolding for down here. So let me do some math on this real quick. So that scaffold needs to be setting us up to look at 18 less than whatever this number is. What is this number? 128. So we need to go to 110 and set up some scaffolding there. Oh, we need to get our chest out with the scaffolding first. Okay. Now we go down to 110. Okay, so that block there is 110, which means now we switch back to this. And then, okay, so let's go out here. 109, 110, great. And then we'll get our lights out. Oh, Tabber says I meant like a staircase, each lower than the other, each layer lower than the other. That would be great for the final design, but for the prototype spray paint design, no, we're the goal is just to get something simple in place, right? Like we're trying to see how long it takes to work at this scale using the simplest methods we have available to us, right? Okay. Let's see how that goes. Whew. Yeah, I'm worried that I might not have started low enough, or maybe my math was wrong on the initial offset, and so part of the letter P might get cut off. But honestly, that's fine for like it's selling it as a prototype. Oh boy. How late is it? It's 11. Okay. Am I out of chops? That means I'm actually out of chops. We gotta go shopping. Shopping. Okay, so let's quickly go see if we got any sales down here. Nope. Okay. I feel like I'm near where I need to be. Thank you, Mechanical Astra. It's very kind of you to say. I try to put on a good show when I can, and show up anyway when I can't. Okay. So we'll put that back away. 4 stacks for 1 diamond. How are we out? Okay, no, good. I need the tots and chops. Honestly, I like just having the scaffolding here. I feel like it makes the whole project feel more like work in progress-y. right? Like, in a weird way. So... Okay. Part of me wants to just keep working on this, and part of me is worried I'm too tired to keep working on this without inevitably dying and setting myself back. Now, school does start next week, so I should probably try to start getting back on an early morning wake-up cycle. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make the call to wrap up here. There's still a lot more to do. Oh, wait, we've been going for 2.5 hours? Okay, I thought I was just tired for no reason. I'm tired because it's actually getting late. That's good. Okay, well that makes me feel less insane. Or untethered from reality. Yeah. We'll go ahead and record the Rendog thing when I need to watch Rendog's video before we do that. Because I was waiting for his video to come out, but I've been away from the computer for almost the whole day, basically. So, yeah. We'll record that tomorrow, Miss Canuck. So let's see what is going on out there in the broader world of streaming. Okay. Let's see. It looks like Flipstream is playing some Godzilla Premium, which the Godzilla Premium has the cool collapsing building in it. Let's mute him real quick so I can set up for the raid. If you haven't seen Godzilla Premium, like, it's very cool. So we're gonna go ahead and raid him at twitch.tv/flipstream. I haven't actually played this game in the premium version of this game since they got the new code, but it seems like there's a lot of cool stuff in there. So I'm looking forward to getting my hands on that again. They've got a pro at Game Terminal, I think. They don't have the moving building in that one. But anyway, when we get over there, our raid message is, howdy y'all, Joe Hills raid here. Anyway, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Do. Oh boy, I'm so tired. What do I click?